Hello, welcome to the first episode of this video. Today we're going to talk about safety practices. Of course, before we're going to use this equipment, we need to know how to use this safely. Okay? And by the way, let me introduce you to MB400 by TII Technical Education Systems. Okay, so hydraulic systems operate with fluid under pressure. They require safe and responsible handling in laboratory and in the workplace. Careless handling can hurt someone. There could be also a serious damage in the system components. Okay, so basically, like I mentioned earlier, it's better to study this guideline so that we could use MB400 correctly, okay, without damaging it, and at the same time to be safe, to be on the safe side. Okay, so number one, always wear safety glasses or goggles when working with pressurized fluids. Okay, so there might be an instance that a student or instructor is not following the exact instructions. So there are consequences on that, and there are possibilities that this thing may blow. Okay, and I don't want that to happen. Okay, in case that will happen, I'll make sure that I have a pair, or I have my goggles or safety goggles. Okay, number two, keep all body parts and loose objects away from the operating cylinders. Okay, we have on this MB400, we have these things. Okay, these are washers. Okay, we have screws to tighten up the cylinders. Okay, and it's good that we need to be organized all the time. We need to keep these things away from the dangerous areas. Okay, especially if it will go inside that pump here. Okay, it will totally destroy your or the motor of the MB400. Next, we need to maintain a clean work area at all times. Okay, just like what we've been reminding you for so many times. Every time you work, you need to clean your area. Okay, and most especially after work. Okay, you need to keep things organized, clean everything. That's what we've been trained of since we're in grade 6, right? So every time we go to the shop, we have our own set of area wherein that we need to make sure that area is clean before we start, and then after we use that area. Okay, and next, keep food and drink away from the work area. Okay, so I've seen a lot of times that students don't follow this guidelines. Okay, so the problem with this is that if you are working and at the same time you're eating, you're not actually in focus to your work. So there might be a possibility that something's wrong already with your equipment and you're eating. So what happens? Okay, I can just imagine what will happen. Okay, next is that handle electrical components and fittings with caution. Make sure your hands are completely dry. Of course, that's the golden rule if you are going to deal with electricity. Make sure that make sure your hand is dry, because um, water electricity is attracted to water. Okay. And next step, always use grounded electrical source from the proper rating. MB400 system requires 115 volts AC, 220 volts to 220 volts AC, 50 hertz. Okay, so that's basically the specification in terms of the power source. Okay, but of course, we have designed this shop area to be safe in terms of electrical stuff. Okay, so dress properly. Do not wear loose or poorly fitted clothing. Do not wear jewelry. Okay, so of course that's for safety precautions. Okay, so one time I with my classmate before. Okay, he was actually wearing that a loose sandal, which is not actually allowed. So one time he did notice that his shirt was already eaten by the machine. So so that's why you need to wear proper clothing every time you're in your workplace. Okay, so there might be a reason why that you don't need to wear this type of clothing on this equipment, but you don't need to wait for that to happen. Just follow the guidelines and be safe. Okay, next is that always read directions completely before doing an experiment. Okay, that's the most important thing. I was raising that earlier as well. Now, if you do not understood or if you do not understand what you are reading or what you're about to do, don't hesitate to ask questions. Okay? Next, if you are unsure about the operation of the circuit, talk to your instructor before turning on the pump. Okay, let's say you have something in here connected. Okay, so if the equipment, let's just say it's on, okay, if the system is still running, okay, do not disconnect anything on the circuit. Make sure that before you disconnect anything on the circuit, make sure to turn it off. So next, do not clean the hoses or plastic parts with chemical cleaning fluids. Based on the manual, it doesn't say that we need to clean this up using special cleaning chemicals. What we do usually is we just simply wipe everything here with a clean absorbent cloth. Well, Buscanians, this is it for now. We'll see you next time on the next episode of this video. We're going to talk about familiarization of the parts of this MB400. Okay, see you, class.